Siedmioletnia Sally Goldblum, mieszkająca w getcie w Dąbrowie Górniczej, spotyka inkasenta z elektrowni Mikołaja Turkina. Gdy Niemcy decydują się na likwidację getta, pan Turkin proponuje, że zabierze dziewczynkę do siebie i ją ukryje. Uzależnia to jednak od decyzji żony. W tym celu przemyca dziecko nocą z getta do domu. Tam mała Sally spotyka panią Ewę.
She kept looking at me and she asked me about my mother, you know. I told him my mama and my brother, but nothing too much. And then he said, we have to go. And she was under the impression that he took me and I'm staying. It is then that they began to talk. And he put down the plan. And he said to her right in front of me, it's not going to happen unless you approve. And you know what we're facing. And here was this woman who really never, ever had anything to do with a Jew. And she just looked at him, and those were the words that she said. Of course, in Polish, which I cannot repeat because unfortunately my Polish is terrible and I can't speak it anymore, really. She said to him these words. She said, how could this beautiful child kill Jesus? And that was it. And there was no question from that time on that the plan is going to go ahead. The night before the liquidation, the actual getting out of the ghetto, my mother sat down and she wrote a letter. She wrote a letter in Yiddish. And the letter was written to her sister, who lived in Toronto, Canada, who had immigrated here before the war. She wrote this letter. Then she took all her photographs that she had of our family that I now have, all the photographs. And then there was a piece of paper with her sister's name and address in Toronto, in Canada. And in the morning, she took and made a little packet and she put it into a babushka, like a little babushka, and she tied it around my waist under my dress. And I had this little cotton dress and sandals, I believe, that were small on me by then. And the gates were open, and she said to me, when we get close and at the gate and it's our turn to walk out, I will take Vovek, that's my brother, Vovek's hand, not yours, and you are to turn right, and we're going to go left, and you are to go to Mr. Turkin's apartment. And I did exactly what she told me. And that was the last time I saw them, my brother and my mother. Of course, they were marched to Benzin, then they were marched to Sosnovce, and then they spent, that was July the 29th, so the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, the 1st of August, the 2nd of August, until they were put, until the 2nd of August, they were in an open field all the ghettos, the Będzin ghetto, the Sosnowce ghetto, the Dąbrowa ghetto, and all the little ghettos around the Zagłębie area in this open field without any water, any food, and they were transporting them by cattle cars straight to Oświęcim, to Auschwitz. And on the 3rd of August 1943 is when my mother's turn with my brother was, and because elder women with their children in their arms or holding on to them, they weren't numbered, they weren't selected, they were marched straight to the gas chambers. And that was the year that the gas chambers were going full speed, like 10,000 a day. And that was the end of my family. They kept me, first of all, Mr. Turkin began to teach me. He began to teach me how to read, how to write. He kept telling me stories, no books, history, geography, arithmetic. He taught me like a school. And Mrs. Turkin began to teach me how to clean, how to sew, how to cook. I would be her helper with everything. She adored me, and I adored her. She went to church twice a day, to Mass, and on Sunday 3 times. And as she left, she always was like nervous, like she didn't want to leave me. Of course, she couldn't take me, but she was just like we clung to each other. We were so close. She was just a wonderful, wonderful woman. Very religious, very, very much, very religious. I think I think her religion helped her to reconcile with the fact that she was risking her life for a Jew. You know, she didn't look at me that way. It was a human being. I can't even describe this woman. It's very difficult, the respect that she had, for example, for the fact that I was not a Catholic. I was a Jew. And she never, not even one time, ever, I lived with them almost 4 years in total, ever tried either to take me to church or to convert me or to talk to me that it would be better. Nothing, absolutely nothing. That's something, you know, very unusual, very unusual. Well, anyway, the point being that we were very lucky. They worried, they had the burden, not me. They protected me, but they worried day and night. What if and what if and what if? For example, one of the what ifs would be, what if I got sick? What if they had to call a doctor? What if the doctor would ask questions? Who is this girl? What if he was suspicious and denounced us? I mean, they had all these ifs. So they worried constantly. I didn't know what to worry about. At the beginning, I of course missed my mother terribly, and my brother. And of course at some point I realized, and I was told that I'm not going. I wasn't told why. Then eventually Mr. Turkin said, when the war is over.
Po wojnie państwu Turkinom udało się przemycić z sali na zachód. Stamtąd wraz z grupą dzieci ocalałych z Holokaustu wyjechała do Kanady, gdzie spotkała jedyną krewną, jaka ocalała. Po państwu Turkin pozostało sali niewiele pamiątek. Akt zgonu pani Ewy, zdjęcie jej nagrobku, list od ich dzieci i jedyne wspólne zdjęcie z 1947 roku. Pozostała pamięć, którą trzeba zachować i przekazać. Stąd nasze spotkanie i ta niezwykła opowieść. Jan Wichrowski z Ukosa.